Red Raiders basketball game. Tonight's game will be London versus Washington Courthouse. Both teams are coming in pretty equal. I have with me once again tonight Louis Mott. So Louis, you want to just expound on what we might be looking for tonight, we're looking at?
Well, Gary, the teams are pretty even. Washington Courthouse is third in the league with a 6-3 record. London is fourth with a 4-4. I'm sure that both of them would like to either cement their positions even if they can't climb into 2 or number 1. London had a good game last week against Bexley, only lost 49-41, and Bexley's undefeated. So they must have played pretty good, and it was on their court.
Yeah, I understand that London come in and did a pretty good job of controlling the tempo of the game. But even when you do that against Gene Millard, the Wizard, you still got your hands full. And being that we did, I hope that Bexley goes all the way. We're looking at some starters again. We got some scoring here. And we got Peters and Kahn, Alexander, Russell, and Miller. And we've only got 2 people I'm seeing the scoring in double digits. Peters with 13-9 and Kahn with 13. So we'll probably be looking for them to do a lot of outside shooting. Like I said, I've only seen them once, and I'm not really that familiar with their offense. I reckon you've seen them more than I have.
Well, they're a little bit deliberate, and a lot of the scores have just been low. It's partly everybody working for the shot, and not coming down and firing it up. So you can't score a lot if you don't shoot a lot.
The cheerleader instructor come up and she asked me, she said that, Carl, give me a shot of this, if you can get it in. Said Stanley Electric's give them these cones that they're mega cones or megaphones, whatever you want to call them, and they donated to the cheerleading squad, and they pass them out up in the fans. So she asked me would I mention that the cheerleaders are using these from Stanley Electric. Did you get it? Okay. And we got about 50 seconds here. The teams are going back, and we're getting ready for get the national anthem lineup. I'm sure we'll probably have the cheerleaders do that. So we'll go down to the floor, and we're picking them up in just a minute.
I see their leader.
So, Carl, if you want to go down to the cheerleaders, you can. Be sure and get all of that. In the meantime, London's been playing pretty aggressive ball lately. You know, the last game I got a chance to see, they were pretty patient. The outside shot wasn't there too much, but they worked the inside. Well, I didn't get to go to the Bexley game because it was an away game and I'm not quite ready to travel yet. Okay, here we go.
The conference game between the Blue Lions of Washington Courthouse and the Red Raiders of London. Now, to honor America, would you all please rise and join the London High School cheerleading squad under the direction of Miss Carrie Gray, vocal instructor at London High School, for the singing of our national anthem.
Top batters with a win.
Now starting lineup for tonight's game. First of all, for the Blue Lions.
We got to start up for tonight's game. The Blue Lions will be coming out first.
5'8" junior, number 11, Kyle Krieger.
Kyle Krieger. Tiger will be starting. He's a 5'8" junior. Brown, a 6-foot freshman, is starting out. I think he got 3 or 4 freshmen on this team. Travis Osborne, as he's a senior. He'll be starting for him. Jeff Warner will also be starting for him. He's a junior. This team is awful young. And Corey Dye, a 6-foot senior. And, Lou, if you want to give out London, knock yourself out.
All right. Number 4, Jared Alexander. Number 14, Sean Kahn. 13 points a game.
Number 20, Tyler Hamilton.
Number 20, Tyler Hamilton.
6'2" senior, number 30, Jeremy Miller.
Number 30, Jeremy Miller.
Number 24, Ryan Peters.
Number 34, Ryan Peters.
I think he might have juggled the lineup a little bit on this time compared to what I seen the last time. They got this rotation. What do you think about this rotation all these teams have anymore?
Well, I think they have so many players that deserve to play that they almost have to do that.
And you got to, that's a good point. What I see a lot of times is the kid gets in there and he gets in a roll, hits 2 or 3 shots, but rotation time, so he's got to come out. And it just, to me, it kind of throws the whole chemistry off. Of course, I'm not a coach.
For some reason, years back, believe me, I remember 5 people playing the whole game.
Yeah. And London controlled the tip, but the team didn't control it. Good tip by Miller. Kreger comes up. He's the point guard. Go ahead.
London's in a man-to-man.
London comes out in a sticking man-to-man. Turnaround jump by number 25, Osborne. It was no good, and rebound by the Big Blue. Looks like Courthouse is running a 1-4. A lot of rotation there. That was beautiful play there by number 23, Kyle Brown. London comes up in a, what do we got, a 2-1-2 going here? Trying to spread the outside. Kahn drives the middle, sets up for number 20, Hamilton. And you just jump right in there anytime.
I was trying to find his name.
Steal by
Ryan Peters.
Ryan Peters. He pulls up, short jumper, it's good.
It's a good decision by Ryan Peters. Just pull it up and shoot it. Wasn't any pass there.
Just take that orange and dunk it. Good hustle by Hamilton.
Tyler Hamilton?
Tyler Hamilton, number 20. London's playing a sticky defense there. We're going to get a 5 count here. Hey! And we got a 5 count.
You know, Gary, last night the referee was calling out the numbers. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so you automatically hear it, you're going to throw it, huh?
I never heard of that.
That's not right.
I don't think so.
Kahn drives the middle, makes a little spin move. Kind of went out of control there, but he will go to the line, I believe, shooting 2.
He likes that move. I've seen him do it a lot of times.
It's a good move if you can finish it off.
He does draw a foul a lot, so.
Yeah.
He has 2 shots.
And he sinks the first one. Gives London a 1-point lead. 6:30 to go in the first quarter. I look for kind of a nip and tuck game here tonight, Louis.
It's going to be close all the way.
I think so too.
I don't think either team looks like they're going to spurt.
Well, after that blowout we seen last night in the girls' game, I'd like to see a close game.
It's always a lot more fun to watch it and even do this job.
London's defense playing pretty sticky here. Uh-oh. Oh, and a good block by 34, Peters. good turnaround move by Sean Kahn. This team, I think London kind of has an advantage over them in experience. So this courthouse team is fairly young.
Like Jeremy Miller got stuck guarding the guard.
And I think you can see where the coach, he's into it just pretty strong already. From buzzer to buzzer. Little pull-up jumper by number 11, Krieger. 14.
14 rebound, I'm sorry.
Okay, 14 rebound, which is Sean Kahn. Hamilton moves the ball around outside and throws the ball away. Kind of telegraphed that pass. Looks like Courthouse is running like something like a three-man weave out front. 34, Peters.
The referee gave him the block. He wasn't in position almost all the time. They're going to call that a foul, even if it's not.
Yeah.
I like to see him let him get the defense a little credit.
Little throw into Peters. He goes up strong. It won't go. Miller up with it. Foul on Miller. I didn't quite see that.
Called it over the back. Jeremy had two hands on the ball.
Yeah. Danny Russell comes in for number 20, Tyler Hamilton. That'll give him a little quickness and a little more inside game probably. And another steal by Tyler Hamilton. Or is that? Yeah. 34. Ryan Peters. Peters up a short jumper. It's good. And we'll take two.
Jared Alexander. Yeah, number 4, Jared Alexander.
Where are you at, Gary? Oh, and there's that little freshman in there. Number 12, Brandon Gray. He ain't big as a minute.
Danny Russell with a rebound.
Miller goes up strong. He should draw the foul. They had Kahn pretty well trapped out there in the corner, and he was able to get the ball into Miller.
He was pushing on the 5-second call there, but he didn't get rid of it pretty soon. Substitution. I think that's Pete Robinson.
Pete Robinson goes in for Ryan Peters. So we got Robinson, Kahn, and Miller, Russell, and Alexander in the game for London. I can't get over this number 12. It's Brandon Gray. Look at the size of him.
Do they have his height? 5'7"?
I think they do.
They're stretching that one.
5'7". Good little ball handler. He went through there like there wasn't nobody there. And Russell goes up and knocks that one up into the third row of bleachers. You go, boy. I just made a comment that he's going to add a little more jumping ability, a little more inside quickness to the game. That just made his day.
I think that made the Columbus TV station too.
Yeah,
he's heading out.
We got Channel 4 here, I think.
He said, "That's enough for me. That's good enough for the highlight. That's good enough for Channel." Close to traveling.
And a rebound by Courthouse, number 31. Jeff Warner knocks that one in for him.
Uh-oh. I don't know the rule there. You step 1 foot across and then back again.
The whole body has to be across. The ball, it's a 3-point rule where the ball and 2 feet have to be across. And then if you go back, then it's over and back. Everything has to be across.
Well, I refereed. I figured no one else knew it, so I just guessed every time. We didn't have very many close ones like that. That was very close.
Yeah, it was. Little turnaround jumper by number 41, Corey Dye, and Courthouse rebounds, and Jeff Warner knocks it in for him. We got a 10-6 game going here.
Who's the other freshman? 23?
Brown and Gray. 12 and 23. Here comes the Gray. Little quick move, good pass inside. Good little ball handler. Rebound by Sean Kahn. I think you did, son. Fouls on Gray. And then we drew a technical. Got a technical on Coach Gary Schaefer. He didn't like the call, and he let him know he didn't like the call.
He must have said something, because I've seen a lot of coaches say an awful lot more without getting a technical.
That was quick, wasn't it? Very quick.
You know, I think if a referee's going to call technicals that fast, he ought to warn both coaches. He ought to tell them before the game, you know, I'm going to call technicals quick, so don't give me any bull.
And Kahn is going to go to the line and shoot for London. And Schaefer looks for an explanation here.
Do they have the rule in high school, if you get 2 technicals, you got to leave? The coach? Huh? Does the coach have to leave if he gets 2 technicals?
Yeah, it is. And Kahn knocks in the first one. Takes London up to a 5-point lead. 11-6 right now. 2:28 to go in the first quarter. London goes up by 6. This game's getting kind of hot and heavy here. We still got almost 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Before Sean Kahn got that rebound and he got that foul on the other boy, but he and another guy were coming down the floor. They were pushing each other back and forth. So
it's liable to get pretty heated here before the night's over.
Right there in the middle of the floor.
I'd really like to know what he said. We're up here away from everything, and plus there's backs to us. You can't even read lips because we're not in a position to do that.
Well, there again, whatever the rule is, all the referees don't use the same thing, because what was it? Last night Tom Woodford was talking to him.
Yeah.
Calling his name and
call him out by first name.
Yeah. And telling me he was anticipating. I thought that was lucky that Tom didn't get one.
Courthouse is trying to run a little trapping game here. Little turnaround by number 34, Ryan Peters. He goes up strong. How tall is this Peters? About 6'4"?
6'4".
He's a pretty big, healthy kid. And we got a turnover, goes to London. His technical might go in London's favor here. A lot of times you get a technical, it fires your team up and they start playing a little bit better. As Russell gets across the line, Sean Kahn handles the ball up top and gets picked off by Gray. Gray makes a move and gets it over! Russell!
All right, big freshman.
Little freshman give up about 4 inches there.
He got the steal and the basket.
And it was lucky we didn't get a foul called on us. London's content to move the ball around outside. As Peters makes the move to the inside, it won't go. Bodies everywhere. And Brandon Gray sets it up top. I see why he's in there now. The boy's got guts. And I believe we got a foul on 32, I believe. Pete Robinson. I think we might be getting some makeup calls. That was kind of a cheap foul there.
Yeah, going back to that one where the Brandon Gray stole the ball and went down, I thought sure, being a freshman, he would pass it, even if the pass wasn't there. But he had the guts, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Took it right to the basket.
Then a little herky-jerky and laid it on him. Oh, and Russell makes a mistake that make the mistake that a lot of players make going after the ball like that. If you're going to do that, you almost have to go to the side of the player. You're automatically going to run into him. And Russell picks up his first foul. Courthouse drives the middle, and they get another. London's, oh, we got a traveling call. We got out of that one.
The Courthouse coach didn't say anything. He doesn't want to get number 2.
He's done sit down. And a little pressure there, and London throws the ball away.
You know, they had a few, London had a few bad passes in the Briggs game, but they must not have had very many in the Bexley game.
Yeah.
Be able to stay with them.
Yeah, because Bexley's ranked right up there in the top team in the state.
They're undefeated, I think. Both boys and girls. Or no, the girls lost 2.
This kid got shot blocked and still hung on to the ball. He's a little hustler now. Got 48 seconds to go in the first quarter, and London's up by 14-8 score. What kind of defense we got playing here? We playing a man-to-man?
Straight man-to-man.
And Kahn jerks one off. Go ahead.
Kahn rebound.
I was getting ready to say the Courthouse picked up their defense, but they left Alexander open, and that's
Jared Alexander with
3-point city. Right, you're right about that. 3-point city for Alexander. They're not going to get a shot off, are they? Oh, and who gets it off? Oh! Brandon Gray, the midget. This kid is exciting to watch now.
It was a fun first quarter. London's got the lead 6 points. But
I'm surprised this kid isn't starting from what I've seen so far tonight.
Well, the biggest thing, even though he's done 2 or 3 good things, he hadn't made any mistakes.
Right. Got a 17-11 score, London up by 6 as we go into the second quarter. It's still anybody's game. It's a close game. Courthouse comes out with the same crew they had when it went in at the break.
This is one of the shortest overall teams that I've seen this year.
They really are.
They don't have it. No one on there now is over 6'2".
They match up pretty well with London. They've got a player 6'6" named Swigert. I guess he just joined the team just recently.
Yeah, he's not even on the page here.
No, I had to pick him up. Kahn's got a trap against him. They backed off and let him out of it. Miller goes up strong. It won't go. And who gets the rebound? Shortest man on the floor, Brandon Gray.
Mighty Mouse. That's a good name for him.
Uh-huh. And calling him, telling everybody where to go. Got a pretty good defensive move here by Courthouse. They got people everywhere, and they end up stealing the ball in.
Yeah, they're double teaming, and they still can't find the open man.
They're pulling the trigger awful fast. That's to London's advantage. Look inside to Miller. Miller was leaving the ball before he caught it.
He thought he had the opening, and he did. He just wanted to go too fast.
Yeah, you got to catch the ball before you can do anything with it. They've had 4 tries at the bucket so far and haven't hit anything, so London's been blessed in that situation. Alexander looks into Miller. Miller's getting a lot of looks. He's getting a lot of touches, to put it that way.
Ryan Peters is pretty short on his three-point attempt.
Uh-oh. Mighty Mouse just called another play. He's fun to watch, I tell you. And we got a foul on
33.
33 for Courthouse. Chris Andres.
Foul on Chris Andres, his first record game for the Blue Line, number 35.
Substitution, Pete Robinson and Danny Russell.
Got a 2-1-2 zone here. Telegraphed that, but we got lucky and got it back.
Danny was trying to get it all the way under to Jeremy.
That's where a turnover, I look at it as it didn't hurt me. As long as we get the ball back, no scored point. Wasn't much time went off the clock.
Well, still on something like that, I think it had a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't call that you can't play the game without making some turnovers. If they all have good ideas, the heck with it.
Jump shot by number 20, Pete Robinson.
You know, he did a nice job there, Gary. He was looking for the pass. He really thought somebody was going to be open, and at the last minute they weren't. He just took the shot.
Yeah, I noticed when he got the ball, he come down in what we call a triple threat, where you're set to either pass, dribble, or shoot. And he was able to finish it off that way.
When he took that first dribble, you could just tell he was looking for the pass, and it wasn't there. He was waiting for someone to break. When they weren't open, he had to shoot it.
Rebound by who else? Brandon Gray.
I don't know what. Can we give him a rebound? He didn't jump.
Yeah, he's in the right place at the right time.
You got to jump before you get a rebound.
I tell you what, Kahn respects this little kid. And a good block by Miller. Kahn comes off with the block shot. Splits two people. Kahn's going to go all the way and throws the ball away.
I'd like to see Kahn make that a bounce pass.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to handle. That ball comes off the floor.
I think sometimes Kahn tries to go in a little bit too far. If he'd have pulled up about the bottom of that circle of the foul line there, he had a good little 2-foot, 3-foot jump shot. London staying with their man-to-man. This defense is very tough, and the little midget, he's in there. Good shot, he missed, and comes off with the, who's that? Ryan Peters comes off that rebound. Russell splits the defense, gets a near foul. Alexander up, and he knocks in two. How many's Alexander got? Alexander's got 5 so far in the game. Score 21-11. London's up by 10. Another rebound by Ryan Peters, number 34. He's doing a fine job tonight. Coming off real strong. Alexander makes a move inside, pass into Miller, and Miller knocks it. No! Ryan Peters. Miller's not even in there. I'm so used to Miller being down low like that, I thought it was him.
That was an excellent pass by Jared Alexander. You could see him too when he took that first dribble. He was looking for someone to be open, and when they were, bam.
Well, I think from what I'm seeing so far that they've grown up some since that Baxter game showed them, you know, they've got to take our game to another level, and it looks like they have.
They really have had very few turnovers. And they passed by Danny and one by Sean Kahn. That's 2 that I can remember. That's not bad.
Got a good shot of the coach there giving instructions. Carl trying to break up the camera.
London's got control. If they can just keep it this last 3:30 for the half.
23-11 right now. London on top. And they're content to stay in their man-to-man. We had Alexander slide over and give a little help on the help side on that guy driving down the middle and force a turnover.
They got another big boy in there, 55. That's not the new one, but it's Jim Staffen.
He's 6'5". Alexander goes for 2. He draws iron. And number 25, Osborne, comes up with the rebound. Osborne drives the lane, little reverse layup. It's good. And we got a travel by Alexander.
I didn't see it, but I caught it out of the corner of my eye, and it looked funny.
Yeah, he moved his foot. London's still content to be in the man-to-man. Hey! And little Brandon Gray missed the shot by Gray, and Sean Kahn comes through, draws a foul. We are in 1-1, so he'll be going to the line shooting 1-1.
Foul number 12, Brandon Gray is second. Gage to the blue line, number 11, Kyle Krieger.
Didn't even look like he was over there, did it? Fouls on Brandon Gray. Kahn will be shooting 1-1. I think it's Kahn's perfect from the line, isn't he? What, we got about 6? 6 shots. 6 for 6 from the line there, Louis.
Foul shots always help.
They can be a difference whether you win or lose the game.
It's giving them a comfortable lead tonight. Give him that shot. Ryan Peters on the rebound.
London's kind of rushing their shots a little bit. As Ryan Peters tries one from the foul line, it don't go. Russell goes up strong. I thought that was going to go. And draws the foul. This is Donato Pizza night, so at halftime we'll be doing a thing where they have a shootout, and normally they give away money and then pizzas and pizza parties, so don't go away. And Russell misses his first foul shot.
I'd like to see Danny get a little more deliberate on these foul shots.
I tell you what, Louis, he's come a long way from the last 2 or 3 years he's played. He's really
I like the style that time.
Let it roll right off his fingertips.
Really
good
nice.
follow through. And what we got called here?
5-second call. I can't say anything on that. I don't know exactly what the rule is.
I didn't like that call, but I'll take it as far as London goes.
I'll get my rule book out of my pocket and read it.
I got the rule book right behind if you want it. Sean Kahn makes move inside, pass inside, and he's blocked by number 55. The 6'5" Chapin. He gets draws the foul. Where was you at before the game started?
Huh?
Where was you at before the game started?
All downstairs here, making a deal with the concessions.
Is first entering the game for the Blue Lions, Chris Andres.
And we got, go ahead.
Sean Kahn with a nice touch pass that time. He didn't even hold it for a half a second. He just caught it and threw it all in one motion.
London's up 26-13.
Courthouse coach was trying to complain again on that. He sat down real quick.
As Ryan Peters misses the front end of it, was that a two-shot or a one-and-one?
Two-shot. I think the courthouse coach ought to raise his hand and ask him if he can talk.
Yeah, once you get that first technical, you put yourself in a pretty rough situation. Decent move by Jim Staffen as he backs in on Peters, and they steal the ball and come up with 4 quick points. London's got to take, we just talked about there weren't too many turnovers, we got to take better care of the ball.
I didn't see how it happened. I was looking at it down floor.
We're getting a little wild. I think it's about time for a timeout. Number 25, Osborne makes a drive through 2 people, knocks it in, and draws the foul. Chance to cut the lead to, well, it was 27-17.
Did they give him that basket?
I didn't see it on the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, I think.
The crowd wants to know why they have it. Yeah, they give it to him. London's getting real loose with the ball. London's still content to stay in their man-to-man. Kyle Brown gets stuck with the ball outside. And they're not going to get a shot off. I kind of got caught up in what was going on here. As Russell's down, he may be hurt. I kind of got caught up in what was going on in the game here and forgot to say anything. What time you got to go down? Right now?
No, he's going to handle it. I'm just watching him.
Okay. We're getting
promoted this time. Last time I had to help him.
Okay, we got Kevin up here with us from Donato's Pizza, and we're getting ready to do the Donato's Pizza halftime thing here. Do you have any idea what all they're going to be doing, Kevin?
You got 1 layup shot, 1 foul shot, and 1 half-court shot.
What are they worth?
The layup shot is the teenagers, and that's a 14-inch pizza with 6 items. And then you got the foul shot for the kids, and that's a 7-inch pizza and a t-shirt. And the half-court shot is, if one makes it, it's $50.
I heard that. Carl King won that. Your son won that 1 year, didn't he, Carl? Yeah, I think that's the only time it's been won, isn't it? Just that one time?
And then they get the prizes no matter what. We've got prizes for all of them.
Well, that's good. Donato's is very good about feeding the team and feeding the players. Almost every organization in the high school, Donato's feeds them sometime during their season. So we really thank Donato's for that. I don't know if we can pick that up or not.
He got
younger than high school age, 2 high school students, and 2 adults. Adults are competing for a half-court shot with the women of a pizza party.
How do they pick the contestants?
I think the coaches, they just pick them out of the audience, out of the crowd, and I think they may already have them picked. Normally they just say, you come on down, whatever. While we're going through this, Carl, if you got a chance to shoot over here, we'll give you some rundown on the scores here. We got this gray, the midget, He's got he's got 5 points here, and Kyle Brown has 2, Osborne has 2, Warner has 4, and Stafford, who came in late, has 6. He's a 6'5" man. Oh, wait a minute, here comes the 50-50 raffle.
You paid for that too.
Check in. I'm too busy watching my raffle tickets. We'll give you the London rundown here. Carl had me right on there checking my raffle tickets on TV. He's gambling, folks. As Alexander comes out of this quarter, we've got a 27-18 score, 19 score, and Alexander comes out with 5 points. Russell with 1. Kahn has 8, and all of them except 2 are foul shots. Miller has 2. Robinson has 2, and Ryan Peters has 9 to bring the score 27 to 19. Now we're getting ready to pick up the Donato's Pizza part here, and we'll see what they're getting ready to do with us. You got any summary of this game? Anything you'd like to say about this game so far?
Well, I think London had a real good rebounding first half. They didn't give them any more than 1 shot. I don't think Washington Courthouse had 1 offensive rebound. I think if London would have kept some of their turnovers down, they would have a lot bigger lead.
Yeah, well, you know, we might have jinxed them because we mentioned there were no turnovers hardly at all, and shortly after we mentioned that, it was turnover city. And we got a young man, I don't have a name for him.
I think he was the Washington Courthouse man. He ran out ahead of them when they came out on the floor.
Come from Washington Courthouse and take our pizzas. Go ahead, boy. He's pretty slick, too, holding his little jersey up.
Showing up his victory.
I think he's been here before. I reckon some of these kids are probably in the Pee Wee program, the Little League.
Jamie Williams is going to shoot a foul shot.
She's a senior on the girls' basketball team. And she knocks it in. We got 3 for 3 tonight. Donatos, you're going to pay tonight, buddy.
The guy took his shoes off. He means business.
Oh, help him. Hey, he can't. Oh, yeah, and put the tie back.
He should have taken that tie off.
He's got all the moves. Oh! You get 2 shots?
I think you have to. Maybe the boy has to make 2, and the girl only has to make 1.
Donato's told, Kevin was up here from Donato, he told us that they was going to give, no matter what, you still get your prize.
Here comes a half-court shot. This $50, huh?
$50.
Now, she ought to be able to shoot a little bit ahead. The girls ought to get up to the front of the
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Come on, that's him.
Yeah, they got to get it moving because sometimes they do this and run in too late, and then the teams can't come out and warm up.
Give her a break.
She's trying to talk them into it.
She's saying, I can't get... Yeah, she wants to get a little bit. Give her a little bit of lead there.
Here we go.
She'd have had a chance if she'd have got... They're going to let her do it from closer now.
Oh, she's going to get the soccer style. She's going to come from the side and then lay it on them. They kept it. She still got her prize. She didn't get the $50, but she got a free pizza and some stuff like that.
You tell me he's going to hook it up too. He is.
It's high enough. Oh! I got a feeling he's done this before.
That's what it does. Spin the ball in front of it, pick it up and shoot it.
Yeah. Guy.
Well, if you make it this way, you really put on a show then. And that one went clear over to the heavens. So once again, Donatos comes out unscathed. They get to keep their money. We got Coach.
Once again, thank Donatos for our halftime shooting.
Once again, we're thanking Donatos for our halftime. So let's take a break, gang. Yeah, we're getting ready for the second half, Louis. So far, like you said, London was going real good there without any turnovers earlier, and then all of a sudden they had a flurry of turnovers there in the last few minutes.
Same starters for London, except Danny Russell starting for Tyler Hamilton. You know, I'm kind of glad to see a little man-to-man. I've seen so much zone this year. I'm a little refreshing here.
I tell you what, people don't agree with this a lot of time, but you get 5 people that can actually play zone. They're hard to beat. All 5 have to play it though.
I know one thing, I wouldn't want to play the zone chasing somebody else.
Oh no.
Oh, almost a steal.
Kahn had a near steal, like you said. Rebound by Alexander, he comes off. This number 11, Kreger, he's all over the place. Russell makes a move to the bucket, a short jumper, and it won't go. The Lions are coming out running. Kreger over to 41. Die, and he can't score. Go ahead.
Good rebound, Jeremy Miller.
And
Jared Alexander.
Russell comes off with a little snatch rebound there. Kahn gets in the middle, he gets a block, but he controls the ball. Alexander up for 3 points. That's about his second or third 3 tonight, isn't it? Second 3 for tonight. Alexander. Got my official stat man here. Donnie McNeil does a heck of a job as number 25. Osborne, Travis Osborne knocks that down. We got a score of 32-21. That little zone trap they were putting down didn't work that time as Ryan Peters knocks that one in.
It's a little risky, but I like that pass. There's enough steam on it.
You know, it's funny that the way you said that, it made a lot of sense. We got
33 Osborne.
Osborne knocks that in, but anytime we get a pass like that, if it gets through, it's a good pass. If it don't get through, it's a bad pass.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, that was Andres on that 33, the basket.
We got a travel by Sean Kahn there. Tried to split 2 or 3 players. That call for travel.
I think that's where he palmed the ball, carried a little bit. A little hesitation. All right, now the referee's telling him he touched his hip. The ball touched his hip. 22. J.D. Reed is in the game, Gary.
Okay, I haven't seen him yet tonight.
His first minutes.
I've heard a lot about him. I haven't had a chance to really see him that much as Peters comes off that rebound. Good move on Kahn's part. He splits 2 people and goes up left-handed. It won't go. Oh, we should have a travel there, but we'll take the rebound as Reed gets hit upside the head. They didn't call anything?
Yeah, it's a little tough call on Washington Courthouse. He had the ball and Jeremy turned around and they called him on a foul. I don't think the courthouse coach liked him, but he just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
He wants to watch the rest of the game from where he is.
I thought there for a second he's trying to put Reed's lights out. Number 32, Pete Robinson, he handles the ball up front. J.D. Reed into Miller. Kahn wanted that 3, but just didn't have enough time. I can see why he's fussing down there, because that was, from here it looked like a charge. As Peters goes to the line shooting 2. Coach Gary Schaefer's not too happy. He played college ball with, who's the guy that owns the Lakers? Short guy was a superstar.
Oh, Jerry Buss?
Jerry
owns a lot.
No, well, he's one of the owners. Jerry, I'll think of it in a minute.
Not Jerry West.
Jerry West. He played college ball with Jerry West.
Oh, West Virginia?
Yeah.
He's the general manager.
Okay. I knew he was up in there pretty high somewhere.
Yeah, he's been the general manager for quite a while.
34-23. Reed takes the ball, inbounds it to Robinson, I believe it is. And it won't go a little short jumper at the foul line. Oh, we almost had a double dribble here. Steal. Sweet. Was that sweet? I hear my cameraman calling sweet. I better watch to see if he's staying on the picture. Doing a good job.
That might have been the play of the game in most games, but Danny Russell's block has to be it tonight.
Oh, Danny Russell laid one on him, didn't he?
Can't dribble.
(36-23) with a little under 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter as number 11, Kyle Kreger, knocks that one in.
Nice solid one-on-one move.
And Miller comes up with the rebound. We had Ryan Peters take a reverse layup and don't go in, and Miller knocks it in for him. Got him a little stick back. And Kreger, he's just going to go in there and shoot everything from that foul line. As Miller just taking over the boards.
Jeremy took it away from Ryan. Ryan thought he had it.
Kahn makes a little jerky move, and it goes. And London's on a roll. 40-25.
And London's on a spurt.
I think that's about 4, maybe 6 unanswered points there. Uh-oh, Miller gets caught out off base. And Miller once again takes it away from Peters.
Peters says half of those are mine. We got to split those.
Kahn goes through again and throws the ball away.
That's a tough call. I don't know if I was a statistician whether I'd give a turnover to Kahn or not. I think J.D. Reed might have should have moved down a little bit. Probably Sean Kahn expected him to.
Yeah, that's probably what he'd expected.
Yeah, he had room to go down a little bit.
We got Brandon Gray up top again. I think Miller kind of intimidated that shot, but he shot it clean over the basket to the other side. Peters he's a busy man tonight. He makes a little turnaround jumper and it just won't go for him. How many's Peters got? Peters has 11 as Miller snatches another rebound for London.
Brandon Gray had a nice shot. He has about 3 or 4 that he's had real close.
A little pull up by Alexander and it just won't go.
You know, I noticed Alexander in one of the early games where he was not extending his elbow. And he's been doing it most of the time. That time he didn't do it. He didn't extend his elbow and he wasn't very close. It's a bad habit he's going back to once in a while.
And that's coming from a man who has taught shooting for quite a few years. So you got you young kids out there listening to what he's saying because he knows what he's talking about.
You got to do it the same every time.
Russell goes up high for that one. As number 41, Corey Dye, draws the foul. I think that was a situation where the official was out of play because Dye had his hand all over the ball. Miller inbounds to Kahn. Number 25, Travis Osborne. We've got him.
Travis Osborne gets first. Raiders gain 34-5. Peters.
Ryan Peters, I didn't even know he went out. Ryan Peters is back in the game. We got a little under a minute to go. London's up 40-25. Alexander wants that shot. He just didn't get the touch soon enough. Russell.
All right.
Three-pointer by Russell. London's playing a pretty strong defense as Russell makes another steal. I get caught up in watching this little Brandon Gray and forget I'm supposed to be talking here. 32. He had a good look. Pete Robinson, but it just wouldn't go for him. Now, what do you think about that call, Louis?
I think he felt like he had to give him one.
We need an instant replay on that because he looked like he'd been standing there for a couple days before he got run over.
There it is, Sean.
Oh, what we got here? If he can save it. Oh, we only had a couple seconds to go and Con almost pulled one off. As we go into the fourth quarter, London is leading this pack by almost 20 points.
I think that might have been a little more than 2 seconds. I don't know. By the time he touched the ball and recovered it, and then got the shot off. And it takes one to shoot.
Got a good shot of the cheerleaders here. They'll be going into competition here for long. We did there for a while. We had some male cheerleaders on the team. And I guess some people complained about it, or somebody complained in the league or something, and they were forced to drop them off. I don't understand that because boys and girls can go play football and stuff like that. I don't understand why boys couldn't be on a cheerleading team. For some reason, they took them off. London's little cheering section's been standing almost the whole game. We've got a fairly decent crowd. We get a chance. We get some looks at the crowd here before this thing is over with.
1 quarter to go, Gary. We got an 18-point lead. That's pretty good. Stall the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's when you do lose. You change what you're doing.
I don't think London will stall.
London's got a pretty tough defense going here. As Brandon Gray, the shortest man in the building,
Washington Courthouse is the shortest man and London's tallest man, and he couldn't give him a block.
Yeah, he had one to give. That's only his first foul. I get, a lot of times you're up there so high over top of these players that you can't help but foul them. The big thing is, in Peters' situation there was to wait for the ball to get in the air instead of taking it as soon as it left his hand. As Gray knocks down both of them, we got a 27 points for Courthouse, 43 for London.
He's pretty confident on the foul line too for a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be somebody's nightmare one of these days. As Peters makes a good strong move to the bucket. He's not going to give up, I'll tell you that. He used up a lot of strength. He's getting through there. He ran out of strength trying to get the ball up to the bucket. Hey, and he got the call that time.
Blocking again.
Oh, he got the call. It's charging. I saw him put it behind his head. Now London's hot. It don't matter what he calls, somebody's going to be upset.
I think that official was coming over there saying, I know you're going to complain, Courthouse coach, but here it is.
That was a good call there.
Oh, steal by the little boy.
Here he comes.
Oh, my Lord.
Tell you what, this young man is drawing a lot of crowd when he goes around in the floor. down the floor. He's just a joy to watch.
He's fun. He's a lot of fun. I see a lot of smiles over on the London people's faces.
Well, he's putting a lot of trickery on his London defensive players, and if they just wait and be a little more patient, they could probably knock the ball out of the air. Oh, and he missed the first one. I think that's his first foul shot he's missed tonight.
You know, we think it's great that he makes a foul shot, but 8th graders make them all the time. 7th graders make them all the time.
Right.
So why can't he make them just because he's a 9th grader?
43-28.
London, 15-point lead.
15-point lead. And Courthouse almost comes up with another steal. Yeah, we got the TV station there all over the place. In the bucket, Ryan Peters couldn't make the catch.
Now there again, Gary, I wouldn't even give him a turnover on that. Pass was too good. I don't even think I'd give Ryan a turnover. It's too hot to handle. That's like a ground ball in baseball, going for a base hit.
Get a shot there of channel 4 there, Carl. He's getting ready to take off. People think I got a camera. Take a look at that thing. You can't see it now. Come up and he told us about his camera, $35,000. Quite a toy. As we get a shot of the crowd here. London's got a fairly decent turnout tonight.
It's the best crowd. It was a lot better than it was for the Briggs game. There might be a lot of London people that have relatives and people they know down in Courthouse.
Yeah, that's usually the way it is.
So they have to come and see that they saw him win.
Okay, we're back rolling again. Courthouse, a little short jumper inside, and it gets it to roll for number 31, Jeff Warner. Russell makes his move down the sideline, gets cut in the trap. He's a little bit too quick for the trap. Courthouse went to look like a matchup zone. And a good return by number 4, Alexander.
Jeremy Miller knocked the rebound away from the Courthouse fella and right to Jared.
As Alexander knocked that one in.
Ryan Peters, another rebound.
I saw him look around trying to see where Miller was when he got that. Good ball movement. And Kahn goes up with 2 hands, and Miller gets a good stick back.
Jeremy says, thank you there, Sean, for missing that. I'm right here.
I want to remind folks we got a levy coming up here for long. And I think it's called a replacement levy. And it's needed very badly. And I think we ought to get behind this. And anybody who wants to get on this levy program needs to contact some of the school officials and see if we can get this through. London is growing by leaps and bounds. And they got a near steal, and Russell ends up with a foul out of it. I believe we had a foul to give, so it'll be out of bounds too. 4 fouls on Russell, huh? Russell got 4 fouls on him, so he'll probably be coming out, I imagine. Coach gonna leave him in there. He's looking down the bench. We got number 22.
J.D. Reed.
J.D. Reed will be going in for Russell at the first break. Osborne knew that Russell couldn't put any pressure on him, so he just took it right to the hole and scored. We got to get Russell out of there.
That's about his 3rd nice drive that he's had tonight.
And Russell will stroke one before he goes out. Miller makes a turnaround. What'd he call? the hook around there. Is that the Kevin McHale move? Been watching the pros, ain't he? That's his fourth. We're getting some key players in foul trouble here. Score 47-32. London's still up by 15. And Kahn comes off that rebound. Courthouse has went to, what is we got here?
Oh, yeah, 2-1-2 zone.
Alexander, he'll try it, and it won't go any draw of the foul. Is that a 3-shot foul?
I do believe.
3-shot foul for Alexander. And Alexander's good from the line, which gives him about 14 points. He knocks in the other one. Alexander's got 14 for the game so far. See if he can make a 3-pointer out of this. Tony Swigert, 6'6".
Junior?
6'6" junior. He's a new man on the team. Coach, the way the coach talked, I think he just came on the team just recently, just last week, the past week or so. And Alexander's perfect.
3 for 3.
That's just good as a 3-pointer. And we got the cameraman getting a shot of the book here. They're working this 2-1-2 zone here, and it's worked. Got a long pass. Number 25 gets him a stick back. Osborne gets it. 50-37.
Courthouse doesn't have enough time for a comeback.
Number 30,
Ryan Peters.
Go ahead, 34, Ryan Peters. How many's Peters got tonight there, Donnie? 13. Ryan Peters has got 13 for the game so far. J.D. Reed gets his name in the score in the paper. He got a foul on him. You got quite a few people have scored, and as Danny Russell goes back in with 4 fouls on him, and he's going back in with just a little under 3 minutes to go in the game. 52-37. Well, Louis, do you like what you've seen so far?
Well, I certainly enjoyed watching a little bit of man-to-man defense and a little individual play rather than pass it around. So many zones today.
You folks happen to see Louis on the street. His name is Louis Mott. Give him a little comment there. Let him know what you think about what we're saying. He comes all the way down here from Upper Arlington to help me do this, so he's dedicated.
I love basketball.
I know that's right. All the years you've coached and still help out. London's going into their 4-corner stall game. Spread the floor. Up, shot clock got that one. Ryan Peters missed a little jumper there, and Courthouse comes up. They're in a hurry.
There's the drive.
Good move. This wouldn't go. Peters with a snatch. Here comes Kahn. He's going to take it a little weave and he draws a foul from number 55, I believe it is, Jim Staffen. Staffen's 6'5". 6'5" senior. really impressed with those twins from Bexley on the girls' game yesterday.
Excellent ball players.
They played as good as some of these boys I see in some of these boy varsity games.
They stretch it out and run, go with the ball, boy.
Yeah. Kahn knocks down 1 of 2, I believe it was.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them go very far in the state.
It'd be nice. I seen where the London coach said he'd look to see him at St. John's.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
And number 11, Kreger, he's not giving up. He's still on the ball there. London's up by 20 points. Now, let's see. No, 53-39. Less than a minute and a half to go in the game. London's content to move the ball around the outside. You know, they got that zone going. I don't understand the zone when you're down by almost 20 points.
I think
this doesn't... I guess maybe the situation here is just keep them from getting any more points.
I don't know.
Maybe if they keep the ball and don't shoot, they won't run the score up on us any worse. And we finally draw a foul as Russell will be going to the line. Number 31, Jeff Warner, he gets that foul. That's his second.
I'm going to have to talk to that boy, Gary.
You think so?
Danny should not have any bricks. He's too good a shooter to have a brick. I think I know why he did it, too. But I won't say here on the... I'll get a hold of you sometime.
And we got under 30 seconds to go in the game. They're still in that zone. A near trap out there as Kahn gets out of it. Number 41, Corey Dye.
Referee wasn't in any position to really call that, but I don't understand it either, Gary. I don't know why they didn't just go out and play a man-to-man and go with it. I don't know why they'd sit back and let them pass it around.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Carl, get a quick shot of this camera here. Show you people what I'm going after next time. Is that a camera or is that a camera? And with 12 seconds to go in the game, London is up 55-39. Peters, no, that's not Peters. Number 20, Hamilton gets rebound. Russell's going for the dunk. Oh, he can't quite get there. And we end this game with a 57-39 score. We'll get a shot at the scoreboard before they turn it off.
I don't think Danny had the right angle on it to get the dunk. It wasn't his favorite angle.
That's good. And then we'll get the crowd to go, and then we'll see let Donnie do the rundown of the scores here. It's Donnie McNeil, who does, he's my official scorekeeper here. Does an excellent job. We'll be back. Next game you'll see us will probably be the girls' game this coming Tuesday. I'm not sure who they play, but we'll have a game for you this coming Tuesday.
I don't know
and if we,
either.
I can check it out a little bit later. And if we can get Carl to bring it around here and get on Donnie, can you get Donnie there, Carl?
Both of them?
Yeah, just go ahead and give them both.
We'll get scores from Donnie here.
Okay, from Worcester Courthouse, Krieger with 4, Gray with 8, Brown with 2, Osborne with 6, Warner had 6, Andres had 4, Dye with 3, Stefan with 6. For London, Alexander ended up with 12, Russell 5, Kahn with 15, Raid with 2, Miller 4, Robinson 2, and Peters ended up with 13.
This gives us a score of 57-39. Lou, it's been a pleasure doing another game with you, and I'll be looking forward. I'll probably be after you again. I can't seem to get Tommy cornered up here.
Well, if he's available, let him go, but I'll help you if you need me.
All righty. And we got Gary McNeil.
And Lou Mott.